All right, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Had a good road trip this weekend. Tough game at Jacksonville against a team who's a whole lot better than their record. I knew we were going to be in for a fight down there, and I think we got off to a hot start. We had an 11-point lead early in the game, and I think subconsciously we relaxed as a team a little bit, and they did what they've done all year. They played extremely hard to the end. Ended up with a 3-point lead at the half, which I thought was very good for our team. We had a chance to battle back against some adversity on the road and did a nice job. Mariah Robinson and Erica Sis both scored over 20 in that game to kind of carry us a little bit, and Jessica Winfrey rebounding with 14 rebounds was huge. We got an energy lift from Shanieri Hosey, who doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, and she got a chance in that game and really went out and played hard and made a couple of defensive plays and got a couple of rebounds that were critical for us. We turned the ball over too much, but we fought until the end and came out with a nice 10-point victory. Any win on the road is great. Then we were able to turn our attention to Tennessee Tech, an outstanding ball club with two of the best guards in the league, in Jayla Harris and Diamond Henderson, just for great athletes that shoot the ball. Teams loaded with three-point shooters, so a completely different team than we faced in Jacksonville, and a very, very tough place to play over in Cookeville. And was just real pleased with the one-day turnaround, the focus, the defensive intensity from the beginning of the game, the execution on the offensive side of the ball. I really thought it was just a total team effort. Again, Mariah Robinson and Erica Sisk in double figures led us in scoring, but we got a big lift from Kiana Kirby off the bench scoring. She's starting to really come in to that role nicely as somebody who comes in off the bench and like instant offense off the bench. So pleased to see her continue to play well. Tessa Elkins had a subpar game at Jacksonville and bounced back nicely in Cookeville to hit a couple of threes and do some nice things from a ball control standpoint for our team, running our team. Erica Burgess gave us a big lift in the game in Cookeville defensively and on the offensive side of the ball. And Erica Sisk, even though she only scored 12 points after having 22 in Jacksonville, so her scoring cooled down a little bit, but her playmaking ability, they loaded up against her. She played over 30 minutes without any turnovers, and that's something I was very, very pleased with her progress. I thought Kelsey Dirks altered a lot of shots. Ashley McBean in that game came in off the bench as a post sub and really gave us good minutes, was very physical, battled, did a nice job defensively, rebounded some, got a big putback as Tech was starting to come back. That was really critical to us holding on to our lead.
Let's talk about the defense. 3 straight games holding teams under 60 points. That's very impressive.
Yeah, and the biggest thing, and I don't always worry about the total points because it depends on the number of possessions in the game. I worry about points per possession and field goal percentage defense. And we've really done a nice job. This team has been decent defensively, but I really think right now we're starting to round into form and be able to have more focus. We're not to a 40 minutes of focus team yet, but we're getting close. So hopefully by the time the season ends, we play ourselves into the Ohio Valley Conference tournament, and then hopefully by tournament time we are a 40 minutes of focus team, and we're playing at our best at that point.
You're shooting the ball quite a bit better too, 48%, I think.
Well, some of that is we're executing better on the offensive end. The spacing has been better. People are starting to feel confident in not just the role that they're being asked to play, but the minutes on the court. We've kind of revamped things a little bit about 6 games ago with the suspension of 2 starters, and they're not in the starting lineup anymore. So I think that's helped some, and I just think the confidence that comes from winning has allowed people to be a little more relaxed shooting the basketball.
A couple of years ago, you seemed to be an offensive-minded coach. Now there's some more focus on defense. Is that personnel, or is that your coaching?
No, it's personnel. I mean, you've got to find, if you go back and look, and I think any coach is going to try to find, not any coach, I mean, there are obviously high-profile examples in the NBA right now, but you want to find what's going to work best for your team. You know, and if you go back and look at the statistical rankings and say, well, this coach only cares about offense because his team was top 10 in the nation in scoring that year, and then the next year you're the top field goal percentage defensive team in the conference. It's about figuring out what's the best thing for your team, and personnel-wise, what stands out. You always, you know, when we had Guffey and Hayes and them, we wanted to play great defense. Just the best thing for our team was to have our best offensive players on the floor the vast majority of the game. That gave us the best chance to win a championship. You know, I think right now we have a pretty good mix of people that can contribute offensively and defensively. And, you know, I think those type things kind of get blown out of proportion a little bit based on numbers.
So are you or are you not an offensive-minded coach?
I'm an offensive and defensive-minded coach. I don't know any coach that doesn't want to score the basketball, and I don't know any coach that doesn't want their team to be able to defend. So, you know, everybody talks about Mike D'Antoni's an offensive-minded coach in the NBA, but I'm pretty sure, you know, he would like his teams to defend well, you know. So that's the way I see it. I just want to figure out what's best for whatever team I'm coaching to be successful and go from there.
Have you talked to Mariah at all about, you know, just keeping her on that scoring streak? I mean, when she's shooting the ball well, maybe as funny as it sounds, not getting other people involved and just kind of taking her own shot.
You know, that's been a constant with her from the day she stepped on campus. You know, Mariah is very, very unselfish. She's a great person off the court, and she's extremely unselfish on the court. You know, the problem is sometimes she's passing up shots to get the ball to somebody who's not as capable an offensive player as her, and nothing against them. It's just that's to be unselfish. A lot of times the best thing for the team is you shoot the ball when you're open. You know, we dealt with that with Amber Guffey. I mean, Amber was a great player, extremely unselfish, and it really was not until her senior year that she really shot the ball as much as we would have liked her to shoot it her whole career. And Mariah's kind of the same way. I mean, great shooter, but sometimes she passes up shots that lead to turnovers. And, you know, again, it's focusing on what's the best for our team to have a chance at success. And for her, it's taking shots.
Do you short film like that?
We watch a little bit of film. I don't dwell on it too much with Mariah because she knows. You know, she had 2 turnovers in the Tech game in transition after we get good stops. And, you know, one of my big things is anytime we get a stop, whether it's a steal or whatever, let's make sure we get a shot at all costs, no matter what. I want a shot. And she had 2 turnovers. I mean, every time she does it, she immediately turns and says, my bad, I'll get it back. And you know, more often than not, she goes back and she kind of gets in that groove. But you have to remind her, hey, you need to be a scoring presence for us.
Coach, do you feel like you're seeing a significant improvement in the team from game to game?
Yeah, I feel like we are getting better each day in practice. I feel like we're getting better from game to game. There's no question about it. You know, it has to continue, and that's one of the big things we've got to guard against right now is people feeling real comfortable with themselves and thinking that, oh, everything's great. You know, we're doing a nice job, which is true. But you know, if we don't continue to improve, you know, we may not even make the OVC tournament the way this conference is.
With the mid-season suspensions, your lineup changed, but it seems like they're producing really well, playing really well together, and now you have some punch off the bench. Are you happy with the way your rotation is now?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I'm not happy with the way it came about, obviously, but one of my big things, you know, from my upbringing, from my father, was a career Marine Corps guy. As always, you know, you have to adapt and overcome to any situation you're in, and you know that's just what we had to do. We had to retool things. And then, you know, I think we found something. Erica Burgess has been very focused on doing whatever she has to do to help the team be successful. And I think the role that she's in right now really is what's best for this team at this time, as long as other people continue to play well. And then Kiana Kirby was able to get some extra minutes during that time when Kyra and Erica were not with us. Key got some extra minutes and got to develop some confidence, and coaches developed confidence in her ability to come in and score. And you know, she's a phenomenal free throw shooter, shooting over 90% from the free throw line, and she can shoot it from deep, and she can put it on the floor. And as she grows in her understanding of the game, she's going to develop into an outstanding defensive player. So I think that's one of the big benefits.
A little on Austin Peay. I know it's a tough game over there, but really took over. I remember dominating. I guess the rebound.
Yeah, at the end, the last 5 or 6 minutes, they're an outstanding team. Leslie Martinez, I think, is one of the best players in the conference. She does everything. I mean, she's a great rebounder. She can shoot it. She can put it on the floor. She's a 5'10" physical presence as a wing player. If they play her at the 4, she's a 5'10" quick athlete at the 4. So she's a matchup nightmare for every team in our league. Megan Busselberger, they got a post player that can shoot it, can take you down low and score. They've got shooters and Olszewski's, and Gray's a great athlete at the point. They've been so close in a lot of games. They've been in just about every game they've played, with the exception, even the 20-point loss over at Cookeville on Saturday night. 10 minutes to go, they're right in the game, and then Tech hits several threes in a row and pulls away. But it's definitely not going to be an easy game for us. I know they certainly feel like they let one get away there, so I'm sure they're going to come in extra focused and ready to make amends for that.
Can you talk about your post game, how Jessica Winfrey and Kelsey Dirks are really kind of complimenting each other?
Yeah, it's an ideal situation right now for both of them. I wish we'd get the ball to them a little more on the offensive end. They do a nice job. Winfrey is a type of rebounder that really goes after the ball aggressively, and she can rebound out of her area very well, and she's been doing that. And that's something that where Kelsey has great length, has good anticipation. I really feel like she alters a lot of shots at the back of our defense, and both of them can score the basketball from the perimeter. Winfrey's shooting it a lot better from the perimeter now. Both of them have the ability to put it on the floor. To be honest with you, we're not getting them the ball quite as much as I wish we could, but we're being pretty successful attacking the basket with the guards. Post defenders come to help, then they've got rebound opportunities to score. So that's kind of like a pass to the post the way I teach the game. So just pleased with where they are. We need to get more contribution from the post. From our bench, Ashley McBean, I think if she continues to play the way she played at Tech, with a chip on her shoulder, with a little anger, she has a chance to really provide a lot. And I think as Jessica Holder gets comfortable on the floor, she's providing good things in those minutes.